Guys, we are back in the building. Tuesday night chillin' chat. Chat, holla if you hear me.
If you hear me.
The FOMO is here, guys. If you wanted to get your hands on some basic fun cabinets, now is the time, guys. These are shipping out like literally tomorrow. This is insane. This is exciting. And this is some great super news. And we have...
Here comes a new challenger.
That's right. There's a new player in Home Arcade, guys, and the products have now they've landed, guys. We talked about this for so long, and it's really cool, really exciting. But is it all the hype? Is all the hype there with the price points, guys? This price point is confusing myself. It confused many others. We went live a little bit in the afternoon, and I kind of deleted that live stream because there's been some caveats added to this price point situation, and we're going to talk about it here tonight, but it may not last forever. So yes, there actually is legitimate FOMO with this product. So we'll talk about it all tonight, guys. You got me for the whole hour unless we hit a super chat goal. You already know what that's about. Plus, I got a little Wonderland Amusements news. That table's looking pretty cool, so we'll talk about all of that, guys, coming up next. But before we get started, we got to get this party started right. So, Michael Buffer, kick us off.
Let's get ready to rumble!
That's right. Let me go all the way at the top. The chat, kudos to you guys. I mean, the chat is rocking and rolling. I went to sit down on my computer and I'm like, what is going on? This is a whole, I had to scroll for days. So we're just going to start this off right at the top with the Be Me CornerCade crew channel member. Be Me, thank you so much for being here, and the rest of you guys. You always bring a smile on my face every time I go live and every Tuesday night. It says basic, overpriced, it's too short, it's too expensive, not well designed. Otherwise, it's perfect. And we will get into all of those questions that you guys have, because build quality, features, games list, half-baked items, we're going to talk about that because this is a lot of cool stuff and a lot of cool feedback, because somebody from Spreetail, whose first name is Kevin, is getting the chat hyped. Let's go. He actually maybe wants some feedback, right? So we can give him some feedback live tonight. I think it'd be helpful for him and us, right? So we'll see. We'll see. Kevin, thank you so much, man, for being here. Daniel's in the house saying, let's go. That's right, man. Let's go. This is time, baby. This is time. This is what we play for, Big Fishes. One of my CornerCade crew channel members says Ultras will cost $4.99. Supremes will cost $5.99. Psych, we are just kidding. And we removed the key players like Sergeant Slaughter, LOD from WrestleFest. FOMO is now full in effect. And the pricing is it's a hot topic for sure. I was recording a pre-recorded video on this to release to you guys, and then I ended up deleting it because of all this stuff that's happening. So we're just going to get it all finalized and all straight tonight, and that's what the purpose of this show is today. So we have some major stuff to talk about, guys. Kevin has a good question for us here. What Supreme model would people most want in the chat? Like, this is huge, guys. Let's say something. This is your chance. See, I always told you, Spreetail, these people are listening, guys. These people are listening. And Jason went in with some, and Jason, thank you so much, man, for being here. Another channel moderator of mine. And he says, Tempest, and he's getting very specific. So Jason will let you know anything 80s. This man is on point, plus turtles. That's what he loves. If we're gonna answer this question right out of the gate, I mean, let's do it, right? I mean, geez, anything new is exciting. I'm excited for WrestleFest. Now, I will say this: is Spreetail able to carry the supreme size of these cabinets, or is that just club exclusive? Because if it is, that kind of stinks. But if you somehow are able to play around with that and you can give us some supreme titles, I would love to obviously see a Turtles beat 'em up. I'd love to see an X-Men beat 'em up. I'd love to see, any type of new fighter. I'm a fighter guy. That's part of the history of the 90s, right? So if you want to talk about Virtual Fighter, Tekken, stuff that hasn't been done before, really excited about that. Street Fighter that's going to be coming out with the new Street Fighter games on there. And then you just dive in. I mean, literally, the list is endless. Anything 90s is great. Anything early 2000s is awesome. And anything 80s is spectacular. You cannot go wrong as long as you just don't repeat what's kind of already been done to a point. Like I said, we haven't really gotten a true, really good like X-Men beat 'em up cab, right? We haven't really gotten that true, really good Turtles beat 'em up cab. I could say that for the Simpsons, right? All those cabs are really outdated, really short, really tiny. Just anything would be spectacular. And chat, let him know. Let Kevin know in the chat of what you guys want to see. And he says he's tossing out between Defender, Dragon's Lair. Those are good ones. If they're a supreme size, I would take a look at those. Dragon's Lair, not so much. The game is very difficult and it didn't get a lot of gameplay, but we'll see if it looks beautiful. You never know. Maybe we'll change it. I know Jace has been pushing this forever behind the scenes. He wants to see like a Frogger Konami, like just multicade of all of these fantastic Konami games on there, which that would be really cool, right? Because we're never going to see like a Super Cobra dedicated cabinet. We're never going to see a Time Pilot dedicated cabinet, right? A Pooyan dedicated cabinet. Like there's a lot of these games on here we wouldn't see that would make for a great collection of arcade, classics on a Konami multicade. So awesome conversation all the way around. J-Rod, thank you so much, man, for being here. Double dip in round 2. Yeah, round 1 was like the pregame show that if you happen to be here, we got to talk live, but it's like a thing in the past and deleted. But we'll like circle back here. This is where it counts right here. Thank you so much, man, for being here. And before I go any further, we have already kicked off the party thanks to Carlos. So let's get going. So let me scroll all the way at the top here. This chat just keeps on flying. I can't keep up. Carlos, thank you so much for handing out 10 CornerCade Crew channel memberships. You members, you get the stuff first, behind the scenes. Anything that we do that involves RO Home Arcade purchases, anything that we do, you're going to hear it first. Plus, you get cool Let's Go badges, as a little treat. And you get to use all the cool little emojis that we got going on. So, Carlos, thank you so much, man. He's using one of those right now. Little Mikey from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Let's go. That's right, baby. Thank you so much, man, for supporting the channel. It really goes a long way into doing what we do every day. So we really do appreciate it. There's a lot of conversation. I'm trying to sift through a little bit, but because Carlos did what he did, right? Because Carlos did what he did, I'm going to go ahead and I got to match it for you guys. Let's get this party get started, baby. That's right, baby. And because I love sounders so much, and this is my show, and I want to hear this sounder, we're gonna double dip the chip, baby. Let's go. That's right, they're coming in now. We just added 20 CornerCade Crew memberships. Let's fucking go, baby. We are back in the building. You gotta start the show off in the hype train, right? If you're not hyped, if you're not doing what you do, then I don't know what you're doing, right? You get up or get out the way. Joe K, thank you so much, man, for being here. Giving a little fist bump to our buddy Kevin in the chat here. Let's scroll down. B Kirby, the Chicago Retro Ranger, another CornerCade Crew channel member in the house. Let's go, man. Let's go. That's awesome. Oh my God, look at this. Oh, help in the oh my God. Let's do it. Theme Park 365, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Says CornerCades on. Let's go, baby. Let's go. The show is started. Let's get this started. Israel Gaming, CornerCade Crew channel member, thank you so much for being here. Sony 4K, always getting the crowd hyped. I can't get away from the soundboard. It's insane. So we got 30, count them 30. CornerCade Crew channel memberships just thrown out from myself, B Kirby, and Carlo. So let's go, man. It says 10 CornerCade Crew channel memberships. Thank you so much, guys, for supporting the channel. Really do appreciate it. I'm not going to read them out. We got a lot going on right now. The chat is flying. I can't even keep up with it. But thank you so much, B Kirby. I really, really do appreciate it. And I'm going to see maybe if a certain somebody will sell you a Street Fighter Partycade. We'll see. We'll see. Goofy Foot, thank you so much, man, for being here. Really do appreciate it. Corner Cake channel member. We got C Marble in the house. Let's go, baby. Thank you so much, man, for being here. Evan is in the building, another channel member of ours. Basic Fun has gone wild today. That's right. There's a lot of cool stuff to talk about, guys. This is your chance for your voices to be heard. Nino Brown, thank you so much, man, for being here. What's up, man? Let's go, Danny. That's right. We are back, baby, Tuesday night. And Thorcade is in the building. Let's go, man. I haven't seen you in a half a heartbeat. Let's go, man. Greens, it's a sea of green. Thank you so much, man, for being here. Chris Nooner, what's going on, man? Let's go. Yeah, I was a little, Chris always reminds me of sports. The Hawks just lost, the Chicago Blackhawks 3-2 to the Florida Panthers. So I had that game on, and my Cubbies got crushed yesterday, down 0-2 to the Brewers. So we'll see what happens with that one. You got to win the next one, otherwise your season is over, Cubbies. The season is over. 2 words in the house. D-Generation X representing XL girth size. That's what we need. We need the bigger sizes. So, Kevin, if you could answer that question, are you guys able to carry the XL size? If you're not, no harm, no foul. It's just we'll still cover the stuff, of course, because this is exciting. But it's not something I'm gonna buy. Most of us have kind of moved on to that XL size, and I do have a poll, guys, in the chat right now. It says, are you interested in Basic Fun products with these new price points? These $5.99 for the Ultra and $2.50 for the CornerCades. Let your voice be heard in the chat. Right now, it's a overwhelming 71% no to 29% yes. All right, let me get back to the chat here. JR, thank you so much, man, for stopping by. CornerCade Crew channel member. Let's go, baby. Let's see who I got. Let's see who we got. Stupid Fat Hobbit. It's just a sea of green at this point. It's literally a sea of green or moderators. That is just the coolest thing ever. Like, I got to see what this looks like on YouTube. I'm sorry, I digress. Like, I'm going through here. The colors are just awesome. It's, you guys, when you're here, you show up and show out, and I love it. Stupid Fat Hobbit says, I'm just waiting for James, who hates everything, to review WrestleFest to see if he likes it, and I'll make my decision then. Very fair. A lot of us are getting our hands on these, and we want to review it. I think maybe should be arriving tomorrow, the next day. Super fast, so I would assume he would do an unboxing on his Thursday show, which will be really cool because he'll get to see kind of what we all predicted, or maybe not, right? We'll see. We'll talk about it, right? Jim the Pacer fan, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for being in the house. Another Corner Cake Crew channel member, Josh Dante, also in the house. I don't know what I'm doing. What are you doing? Oh my God. Oh man, I don't think I think we're caught up. I don't know if I'll catch up. Oh, we caught up. Let's go. All right, guys. Thank you so much, man, for stopping by, each and every one of you. Keep the conversation going because we're gonna head into our first topic tonight, and that's Kane's fan. Thank you so much, man, for being here. Yo, what's up, man? Just got in. He just slid in to the introduction. So we're gonna go over here, guys. Let me know if you can kind of read that for you mobile users out there. If you can, I can always go up here. But I like to keep it here, because if I'm up here, I'm gonna be up here the whole show like this, and I don't know if I like that. So, WrestleFest Centipede in the Ultra is now listed on Amazon, guys. So if I want to go, let's find the page here. Let's click on one of these guys. So here's the WrestleFest, okay? So now we're in. Did anybody just let me know too? Has anybody just jumped the gun and got these right away? Just for the hype factor, has anybody bought this at all? Let me know, because this is $5.99. And when I first saw this, I was like, whoa, dude, are you serious? Like, no molded coin door. You got, when I say a half-baked game, but the game has been altered, right, in a negative light. You got no speaker grill covers. I'm a little worried, like $100 more. Did tariffs really have that impact on there? Wow, like that could really change the game for home arcade, And then I saw, okay, we got a savings here, a savings of $100. Okay, so back to $4.99. But let's read the terms. Let's read the terms here, guys. You got to read the fine print. This is when I was like, oh, okay. Coupon expired date is November 6th. Okay, so can you guys read that? Maybe make it a little bit bigger for you. I might have to go in the corner for this one, guys. Look at it. I was like, now you see me, now you don't, kind of thing. Okay, so coupon expires November 6th. So unless you're really like up to date with all of the latest and greatest home arcade news, and you want to get this in December, end of November, you're paying $5.99. This has got to change. This has got to change. Kevin, you're in the house. Can you dictate pricing on this? Can you request pricing on this? This is huge, because will this be the set date going forward? And what? We're just going to get pre-order pricing essentially on all these cabs with an extra $100 off? Let me know. Let me know. Or is this a permanent thing? Is this just a permanent thing? Like, why? I guess my question is, why price it at $5.99? Use a discount coupon to bring it. Why didn't you just price it at $4.99? Like, and that obviously that's not a question directed to Kevin. That's a direct question directed to Basic Fun. Like, what? I don't understand exactly what's going on with that. That's a little weird. I mean, maybe Kevin can answer that. I don't know. So Kevin's in the chat. He says none. What? No one. We're supposed to pay $5.99. People just ordered before I could apply the coupon. Yeah, Kevin, this is wake up, Kevin. Let me tell you something, Kevin. This is go time. People have been waiting. Okay, this is the millisecond those orders went live. Everybody knew in the Discord. We all knew everywhere. And James Hates Everything just slapped an order down right away. I was like, you're insane. But yeah, this is go time, Kevin. This is what we play for, man. People are. This is what we do, right? This is what we do. So. Nino Brown says he got it. Did you get it for the $5.99 or were you able to slap that $100 off to get it for the $4.99? Let me know. Let me know if you got it and what price point, right? I'm sure Kevin would like to know too. That would be pretty awesome, you guys. PB&J, CornerCade Crew channel member, what's a Supreme gonna go for? $7.99? I don't know now because of that $100 coupon. We talked about this earlier. This could literally change the game. This could be now they're just $5.99 again. I don't know. Like, this is a literally play by play kind of thing. So again, really excited that this stuff is here. If we go back to the Basic Fun, and this is, guys, my computer's just a tad slow, so let me just scroll up here. This is the Basic Fun, arcade classics, listing page on Amazon, right? So these are all these guys right here. And just to bring it up top, so you'll see here $5.99, for the Centipede, $100 off coupon. You'll see the WrestleFest, same thing, $5.99 with a $100 off coupon. Okay. The Return of the Jedi Star Wars is going to be delayed approximately a month. Could be a little bit sooner, maybe 3 weeks, because these came a little bit early. Maybe that one comes early too. Just because I had some issues with it that they had to fix and correct and adjust. So your CornerCades, we'll get into those too. And those are for sale. It looks like the Tempest one and the Asteroids aren't currently available, but the WrestleFest and the Centipede is. And then this WrestleFest that's been teasing me for a long time right here. There's no information on that because it's a club exclusive. So again, I want to see, maybe is Kevin able to put in an order for XL, as long as Costco and Sam's Club get their orders, right? As long as they get their orders, can we get more XLs? Can Kevin put an order in for spree sale and say, hey, look, you guys got yours, but we're going to get some too? Or is there let me know, Kevin, let me know. I don't know how this works. Is there a contract in place that these can only be sold at club stores? And if that's the case, Kevin, we got to make spree sale a club store then. so we can crank out some more XL Supreme cabs, right? So there you go. There's the lineup. That's pretty much the holiday lineup. I mean, I don't know if anybody's going to get these little handhelds, so I really don't talk about or cover them. But there's your CornerCades as well, priced at $250. If we click onto one of those, you'll have a savings of $50. It will knock that down to $200, and this is not a light-up marquee either. So I know some of the arcade one-ups didn't have a light-up marquee, and some of them did back in the day. So there's that. I mean, $200 for me, I'm out. That's, I'd rather see a Partycade. You get the 17-inch screen, you get the wider deck to play on, and they're a little bit more space saving. I would rather get one of those than a CornerCade, but they kind of seemed like they stopped that line. So who knows? Who knows, really, right? Let me see what you guys have to say here. Kevin says 1 hour and 10 minutes from first order being put away until the first order. Y'all insane. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, we're quick on the dial. We are quick on the dial for sure. Chris Nooner says, when can we expect Supreme Star Wars? I mean, those are all good questions. I wish I had a representative of Costco in the chat that could kind of answer some of that stuff, because You know, it's any day now, you know, and I keep telling you guys, please refresh that Costco or Sam's Club website. And the second it goes live, shoot me an email, let me know. You know, shoot me an email if you're part of the Discord, let me know. You know, guys, join the Discord. Join the Discord and get all the extra bonus coverage that we talk about throughout the week. But yeah. So Stupid Habit says, what are the odds the side art isn't final on WrestleFest? And we'll see the Hart Foundation and Undertaker, the final product. Basic Fun would automatically hit a home run, hiding that from everybody. Yeah, that would be a very gigantic, huge surprise. And that would be a really, really warm, welcoming surprise, I think, at the end of the day. That would be dope. I'm expecting the worst. If the best happens, great. You know, I don't set myself up for any expectations that's like not there, right? So that's what I'm kind of excited for. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see, right? We'll see. I don't think that anything's going to be, I think that just the guys are going to be taken out. You know, Demolition will be the final tag team match, and that'll be the end of the day. Yes. So Josh, Kevin is the reason we have a lot of what we have today. Everybody tip your hat to Kevin, because he made a lot of things happen that would not be possible. Time Crisis being one of them. So just want to let you guys know that. Give this man every single title you want him to purchase, and these companies will be forced to make them then. Just want to throw that out there. So yeah, Kevin is literally the man. I'm not bowing down to Kevin here. I'm just saying, Kevin, you are the man when it comes to keeping this hobby alive, because it really is the retailers that, you know, all these companies can have spectacular plans, but if the retailers do not buy it, it will not happen, guys. So just want to throw that out there. Sir Sega in the house is asking Kevin why Spreetail's charging $8.39 for one of Street Fighter Deluxe. It's old-fashioned price gouging. And that's a good question, because I think it's based on the fluctuation of like Amazon or something. If things are selling really well, the price goes up for some reason. I don't know. You're gonna have to educate the chat and myself here a little bit, because it's weird, because if you don't buy something, the price goes back down again. I don't know why that's a thing, or it's like an Amazon thing, maybe. I don't know. Maybe you guys can answer that. Yes, Kevin, that would be dope. If you want to come on, you let me know. Anytime, any day. Right now, we could do it. If you want, let me know, dude, and I can shoot you a link. That would be awesome, because yes, you could answer a lot of our questions right here, right now, tonight, live. You know how we do it. Jason's in the house, just stopping by to see if Home Arcade is back. Yes, Jason, Home Arcade is skim back. You know it, baby. Looking at these high prices, they are not, though. No, hold on, it's not done yet. We got some coupons in the house that we can use until Double Dragon arrives. I know he's gonna be hyped about Double Dragon. Jason, we're gonna be in on that together, 100%. That's gonna be one hell of a cabinet to enjoy. Oh man, this is great. Gale Force Wasteway, thank you so much, man, for stopping by. It's stopping on in. It is game time for sure. Let's go, baby. Let's see here. Where are we at? I'm scrolling down here. Did I miss? Oh my God, the chat is literally flying, and I believe I missed some things. So we got to do this right, guys. Let's go. Big Vicious, one of my channel moderators. Thank you so much, man, for not only being here, moderating the channel, so everybody have a safe, happy, fun time, but supporting the channel as well, man, with a $4.99 super chat. Vic says, we can give our wish list, but what licenses do they have? And Sweet Spots should be Ultra at $4.99, Supreme at $5.99. And I'll say this, I will say this, Kevin, if you guys are able to do something like this, I'm always an advocate for the people. If it's possible, I know we live in a different time right now. I think that these should be priced at $4.99, and the early getters get them at $3.99, $4.50. That would be incredible. Yeah, I think we have one of those.
That's great. Super. Excellent.
That would be awesome. That would be really cool if that's possible. You know, I think $3.99 would just be spectacular. Like a first go round of just cabs. Like you got, it's good for like a month or something, right? And that's it. Like, oh, that'd be so cool. That'd be so cool. I'd buy them all. I'd have to, right? Okay, let's go up here. Hey, well, slow it down, people. That's Gaines fan. Thank you so much, man, for always supporting the channel. Comes in hot with a $2 super chat. Says these look like early arcade 1-up knockoffs. Pound for pound, they're going to be very, very similar, almost exact. There's just going to be very slight differences, and that's the coin door, like we've discussed. And in certain circumstances, you know, speaker gold covers and then like the volcano buttons on the centipede aren't there. It kind of sucks. Yeah, it does. But there's always some modding possibilities for these things. I think this is the first go around, you know, no Wi-Fi. We kind of touched on that, right? I think the second go around will be just a little bit more improved, and we will see. Maybe they take our feedback, maybe they don't. But man, thank you for always supporting the channel, man. I honestly do appreciate it. Kevin, the chat's flying. I don't even know how to send you a link. Like, I don't like what do I, you know, like I can pause the show real quick. Hey, Kevin, are you ready? Kevin, are you ready? Let me go over here real quick. Just, you know, just to throw this out there, because, you know, he asked. So, you know, let's see what I got. We'll see what I got in the old dial up here. Let me do this. And let me do that. And let's see what we got here. All right, the ball's in your court, buddy. The ball's in your court. I sent you an email, so let's see what happens. Scrolling down. Yeah, see, Chris says I'd possibly take a Partycade version. Like, that would be cool. WrestleFest Partycade. I have a spot for a Partycade that would be absolutely perfect. I'd be on board. A light up marquee, stereo sound. Baby, hey, the chat wants it, Kevin. He says that would be a great show. That would be a great show. Come on, let's do it, Kevin. Let's see here. Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah, that was fast. I mean, we're going to get to celebrate this maybe somewhat together. We'll see. Kevin's working on some stuff in the background. We'll see what happens here with that. Scrolling through. I don't know about this, Josh. Tell him we want more 4-player pub tables. The pub table, like, it's cool. I owned it. Very mid. Unless you're like a hardcore fan of that, it is very, very mid all together with that. So I don't know. Those games didn't get a lot of play. It is cool to have a pub table. If you had a couple of them, you know, in your basement, like man cave barcade, it would be cool to have like 3 of them. That would be cool for like seating purposes, and you could do a whole bunch of cool stuff. But yeah, you know, so if you got the setup for it, which I don't really have that, but yeah, we'll see. If they do that, I don't know. It's a good question. Like, I don't know. I don't see Basic Fun. They never really added that to the lineup. John D's not going to do that. So you're really, truly only thinking about Arcade 1-Up possibly doing that. And do they still have that relationship with Spreetail? And really, there's only one man that can really answer who's got those relationships, and that's Kevin himself. Let's go, baby.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Hey, thank you so much, man, for stopping by. Let me do a little bit of this right here. Okay, let's do that. Awesome, Kevin. I appreciate you. We sent you the link and you hopped right on. What's going on, man?
Dude, I'm working, man. It's Prime Day. I'm selling arcades out here, brother.
So I guess the first question I have is, you know, you can track all this stuff, I assume. How are sales? Yeah. Are they have exceeded your expectation? Are they a little bit worse? Like,
dude,
let us know what's up.
They're smoking right now, man. I think we'll probably sell out of the first container in like 3 days, maybe.
That's wild, dude.
It's nuts.
And kudos to you guys. I mean, what is that? That's just like what this new and exciting things. Like, we've talked about this, you know, following, you know, ever since Basic Fun kind of broke into the hobby of a rumored centipede cab that they were going to be coming out with almost like a year ago, yeah. And now this WrestleFest coming to fruition. I mean, this just shows you guys like the hunger and the opportunity that any company stepping up to the plate. And any market stepping up, that we're here, we're ready to buy stuff. It's just we want cool and exciting titles. So
no, I hear you on that. I was actually I was just talking with my Basic Fun people, and I told him I'm trying to negotiate in where we can find like a fan favorite, right? Like maybe it's not going to be a Costco 15,000 unit run, right? But if I can get like 500 dudes who could actually agree on something, you know, I want to take that to the table because I think there's an opportunity there. And when I say, you know, to do something like that, I'm talking 19-inch screen. I'm talking, you know, coin slots, grill covers, like the actual, you know, the real experience, kind of just like maybe once a year have like one title come out that's just the fan favorite. It's something I want. I assume it's going to be Pac-Man, Josh. Like you're probably right. We'll probably do like a special edition, you know, like 51st and a half anniversary or something like that. A Pac-Man. That's probably what everybody wants. I'm guessing.
No, stop that, please.
No, but seriously, dude, no one like this is hilarious. And like for real, you guys are all nuts because everything came from social media. Like it was all the YouTube dudes, it was the Reddit dudes like driving people to these listings. I can't apply the coupon until the listing is live, right?
Okay.
So literally like my warehouse was putting it away. So I'm going over and I'm messaging my team. I'm like, hey, here's my coupons. Like the retails have to be correct. They have to be $4.99. They have to be $1.99. And like in the process of my team submitted their coupons and then the coupons went live. And in that space, like a whole ton of people bought these things at $5.99 and $2.49. So word is to anybody in the chat, if you actually paid those prices, if you email me, I'll retroactively get the coupon applied to your orders. So like no one was actually supposed to pay that amount.
Fantastic. Are you able to put your email in the chat here so people got that on standby to do so?
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, let me see if I can.
While you're doing that, Kevin, you're going to join the CornerCade crew here as we celebrate a super chat. So let's get this party started, baby. All right, we got NASA Canes fan coming in hot with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, man, for supporting the channel. Says, so Danny, am I hearing this correctly? The Supreme XL, etc., are only available at Sam's, Costco, BJ's, etc. So maybe, Kevin, you could kind of maybe help answer this question because they were mostly always club store exclusive. And I personally don't like that. I think you can offer them their exclusive for the year, right? But then have it be available to, because I don't like having a membership to a store that I never shop at once a year, you know? So it just, for me, there's no value in that. And I want other companies to be able to step up. Kevin, is that possible? You know, you talked about it briefly, so.
Yeah, so I think you have to understand the whole business model, right? So if a brand can get, let's say 10, 15,000 Pac-Man XLs into a Costco, and they know that business is going to be there every single year, that's a revenue stream that can fund R&D and production launches on the stuff that we actually want, right? Like everyone who wants a Pac-Man already has a Pac-Man in this chat, right? Like no one's surprised by that, but those are real dollars. That's what keeps the lights on. That's a huge engine. So the short answer is, this year I didn't have any access to any of the Supremes. Obviously, with Iconic Arcade, we got those Excel models, and those are going to be awesome. But so if they do them through the clubs, you know, that's not my business to speak on or say what's available where, because I honestly don't know the answer. You know, we keep our business separate. But what I do want to work on in the future is, you know, there's some kind of titles that a Costco or a BJ's or a Sam's Club, they're not going to be interested in, something that would be like a fan favorite. So I am hoping that at some point, you know, and I jump on these shows and try to listen to what people are talking about and what they're interested in and stuff. And I do want to put a pitch to the brand and just see if it's a possibility, if we could do a limited run of just a couple thousand instead of a massive run, and bring out, you know, even if it's each year, Basic Fun does one fan favorite. And it's got the bells and whistles. I'm hearing guys like, "Hey, dude, I'm not 4'2", like I can't play on this machine, right? Like I need a real big boy machine, dude. I'm right there with you. Like when I was playing on the Galaga machine, I'm sitting there in almost a full split, playing Galaga. So I hear what you're saying there.
It the
So
hobby,
that's what we're hoping.
yeah, and the hobby I just feel like has evolved, right? Like we were so stoked for those riser cabs from Arcade One Up when they first came out. And Nats Games fan, thank you so much, man, for supporting the channel again. And that, we then flew into the deluxes where they were a couple inches higher. They got rid of the riser. Like it's like, okay, this is dope. Like this is awesome. But once you get your hands, and I'm literally a first speaker of this, because once I got my hands on an XL model, I was just like, these are bigger, but they're just better. They're just more to that realism that we get from playing a real arcade, right? Without the weight, without all of the possible malfunctions of the machine. Because it's fun to go to real arcades and experience CRTs, and that's what makes this hobby so special. But to do that in my home, I'm not going to hire somebody to come over and fix a Kappa monitor or something like that. It's insane. So just getting that bigger size, it just changed the game for me personally. And I was like, wow, like the XL line it should have been so much more. And Arcade One Up just never really fulfilled that itch for what we wanted with being an XL fan. And so now these other companies, John D came out and said with Iconic Arcade, we're just doing XLs, there's their Extreme line. And so that was like, okay, that was really the turning point of if I want to get a beautiful looking Alpha 2 or World Warrior cab, I kind of got to just jump to this side now, which I was already a fan of. So I think a lot of people, and Kevin, you have Time Crisis right behind you. Like how cool would that be? Just a little bit wider, 19-inch screen on there, like a little bit taller, it just would be that much better.
No, it's crazy, right? You start off with all of a sudden we can finally put something in our houses that gives us that arcade feel. But next year you want a little bit more. The year after that you want a little bit more, and you got to push the industry. You got to tell the people. You got to tell the manufacturers, hey, this is what I'm going to put my dollars on. So like personally, like I already know the cabinet that's going next to my basement. That's going to be one of the Iconic Arcade Double Dragons. Like I'm saying it right now, like it's official. I'm looking forward to that cabinet. I think that John did a great job on it. And, when they deliver it out, it's going to be fantastic. That said, Basic Fun, this is year one of their launch. I know there's some mixed feelings on the WWE, the WrestleFest model. Who's not in it? The logo got changed. It doesn't have this, doesn't have that. I'm pumped that there's a new title in the market. You know what I mean? Like at year one, it's year one. We've got 3 new brands that came out this year. We've got Basic Fun, we've got Iconic Arcade, we've got Wonderland Amusement. They're all coming to market in 2025, which is just an incredible thing to be able to say. And each of them ran into challenges, and each of them had to overcome it in their own way. And I'm just thrilled that we're getting these new products. Otherwise, we'd be talking about hey, like, did you see the Neon Pac-Man? And like that would be the hot topic of conversation.
It's so sad. Like Kevin, I don't know if you can really see behind me, but we kind of just went to modding. We made a Golden Axe Dynamo. Kevin, how cool would it be to get a Golden Axe Dynamo XL? Like dude, that would look gorgeous,
I've been asking for Golden Axe for like 3 years now. Like you're preaching to the choir.
So there's dude, we could be here all day talking about like, dude, this title, and literally you cannot go wrong. The arcade era was just so beautiful. Every title has its own history. Every cabinet is gorgeous. Like anything from the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, and you got yourself a winner. Like I would be doing cartwheels. I love Time Crisis. Can you imagine having like a Sega Jurassic Park shooter or just like anything cool? Like to your point, like if we didn't have any of these companies, it would literally be, hey guys, are you gonna get that kind of overpriced Pac-Man pub table now that's $100 more? Or are we getting Pac-Man Neon Edition? Like, what do you want to do? There's really no like hype. We're talking about a Double Dragon XL. Insane. Kevin, are you able to touch on, there are huge amounts of fans that are just so hyped about that Double Dragon. Are you kind of able to give a hint on when that could possibly like be ready for an order to somebody to order it and get it in their house?
Yeah, if I were placing bets on it, I would say probably Q1. I mean, I've been talking with Iconic Arcade. It's on our sort of cadence of business that we're working through. So it's not, it's not a philosophical like, hey, wouldn't it be wonderful if someday together we did this thing? It's a real thing. Um, Obviously they're figuring out their production and stuff, and we already saw a little bit of delay, so I don't want to oversell how quickly they'll come to market. But I know that it's an official, like they're interested in doing that, and I know officially that it's going to be in my basement. So
That's dope. It'll come here too.
Level of confidence, yeah.
Yeah. Now, I don't know how much we really know, because we kind of heard like, hey, on that Double Dragon cab, they're gonna have 6 buttons on it. It's gonna be like a Taito kind of just multi-cade where you can have a bunch of games on it. Can you touch on that at all? Has that been like official confirmed, or what is kind of going on with that?
When it comes into all the multi-cade and all the modding and unofficial activities that happen with these things, that's probably not a topic that I, as an official retailer, would know anything about or would delve into. But I mean, I know there's a lot of really smart guys in here who have a lot of skills and do a lot of really cool things with these cabinets. So I'm sure the future's real bright for the next round of things coming out for you.
Always bright. And Vic Vicious with a $4 super chat saying Kevin is the white version of John D. Okay. It says, give the people what they want. So I think you and John D can pretty much do so and really come together to really make a lot of cool and exciting titles in people's home arcade. So really would be exciting to just see the future of this. 2026 is looking very bright. And thank you, Vic, for supporting the channel. Does Iconic, Basic Fun, do you guys, help the people in the chat here, and even myself, like, how does this work, Kevin? If you literally wanted to purchase 5 XL titles, 3 from Basic Fun, 2 from Iconic, do you pretty much hold the keys to drive the car to say, yeah, 5 XLs are coming because we already put the orders in? How exactly does that work?
I mean, first it comes down to what the licensing agreements are, right? And I have no control over the licensing agreements. So even what a brand has access to before they can manufacture it, that starts before they really talk to me. Now sometimes someone will be like, "Hey, Kevin, I'm thinking about going after such and such license. I know you can't put anything down officially, but would you be interested in X, Y, and Z? What kind of quantities?" And I can sort of support that licensing process. So that they know whether to really go for it or to not go for it. But then after it comes out, it really comes down to what their business agreements are. I love working with Basic Fun. They're a fantastic team, very professional, obviously jumping into kind of a new space for them. So I think they're learning a lot, but they've been incredible to work with and just stand-up guys. And I want them to have, a Pac-Man or something like that in a club setting someday. Like, that would be great for their business. That'd be great for our business. That's not something I would want to take away, their ability to have those XL models out where they can do a huge volume. But at the same time, like I said, there's the fan base, there's the 500 to 3,000 unit limited runs that they might not be for everybody. But we know that if we brought them in, we would sell through them nearly immediately, and there'd be a lot of really happy people. So I think it's just trying to find that balance. I would stress again that, a lot of folks here, they're in year one. They're setting up this new business line, and they're doing, what production can actually be done this year, and we're going to take it from there. So, I think the future, I said this a few months ago. I said 2025 is going to be the Renaissance, right? I called it. I said it was going to be the arcade Renaissance. Was 2025. 2026 is going to be lit. I've already got product lists for people. We're already in discussions about what we want to bring out next and everything else. And if we thought 2025 was at least better, than the past couple years. Every year after this is definitely going the right direction.
And there are so many titles, man. I'm really
So
happy
many.
and really, really stoked that, you like Golden Axe, you like all these cool titles. I'd love to see, XL shooters, XL racers. We haven't seen that. A true X-Men beat 'em up. Like Kevin, oh my, did you ever see that 6-player arcade 1-up prototype X-Men?
I didn't see the 6-player now.
Oh my God. I'll email that to you after the show, but that was a prototype that they did. And that thing was like a piece of art. They're all art, but this thing was like a Picasso painting. It was so good looking.
What's your position on the multiplayers though? Because I've gone back and forth on this, because like when I look at the way guys have their arcades laid out, I know having those extended decks that stick out kind of screw up the layout a little bit. So like, what's the official word? If I'm going to go in on the full size, Supreme model with all the bells and whistles, like, do I go 4-player? Or does the majority of people say, actually, I'm going to run 2 dudes at a time, and the extra kind of overhang is inconvenient?
Well, chat, this is your chance you got Kevin live on air here. This is your chance to say what you feel. Let me know in the chat. Personally, from me, like if I were to buy this WrestleFest, I'm going to mod it into a 2-player, okay? And the why I would do that, I get it's a 4-player game, right? Realistically speaking, you're just not going to get 4 people around this thing. You don't even do that at the arcades anyways, right? You just don't.
Yeah.
So for me, I would rather have, and think about it from a business aspect. I said this 2 years ago on my show. If I had 2 4-player cabinets, right? And if I got rid of those decks and did them into 2-player or 1-player, however you want to configure it, right? I could fit another cabinet in there. Think about it. That's another sale for you guys. So you guys should want to, at the end of the day, not make 4 players, because space is the enemy of this hobby. And I get it. If you came out with a Turtles 2-player, you might get some flack, but I think people would get over that real quick when they're like, hey, I could get another X-Men in my, or a said title in my arcade. It's 2-player Turtles. That's okay with me, right? That's just from me speaking. We're going to get to the chat, what they have to say. I know I got a couple super chats we got to touch up on, but I think personally, in some of these, a lot of these, arcade 4-players were 2-players back in the day. Like we talk about Golden Axe, right? Like, the Revenge of Death Adder was a 4-player, but the Golden Axe regular one that I have, the skin, was a 2-player. So there are different types and different form factors. WrestleFest came out in a 2-player, so that could be done. I'm always going to be the mindset of do the 2-player. I can get another arcade in my arcade, and that's per row. So you're looking at 1, 2, 3. That's 4 more arcades I can fit in my arcade, which again translates to more sales at the end of the day. So that's just for me. On a chat, we can get to you guys. B Kirby here's got a $10 super chat. Says, Danny, my fellow Gen Xer, 80s Cavs exclusive Dragon Slayer, Tron, Defender, Akari Warriors, Root Beer Tapper, or Mortal Kombat XL. Kevin, I'm telling you, the millisecond somebody makes a Mortal Kombat XL, it doesn't matter what it's skinned. Ultimate 3, 2, 1. You're literally going to sell 10,000 of them. I'm not even kidding. I'm literally not even kidding.
B Kirby, literally, like I'm not even kidding. B Kirby just put out like my top hit list right now. Like these are literally titles that when I'm talking to people and like I just got to bust some balls or something, I'm like, hey, how about that Combat XL? Like we're gonna do that. And usually people tell me to shut up, but
that's wild.
That is the hit list though. I mean, yeah, you got it. And I think he had another comment up there. Gen Xers got the Bucks.
Yeah.
So
he meant Kevin, not true. Danny. He meant Kevin, not me. Okay, he's correcting that with a $2 super chat. Thank you, B Kirby. I mean, that's a great list. All those games are great. Like you literally cannot go wrong. There's not like a game where it's like, that shouldn't really be made. You're gonna sell anything, especially if it's like a new and exciting title. Like we touched on, Mortal Kombat XL would literally, listen, you guys saw the response that John D and Iconic Arcade got from the Street Fighter, right? A Street Fighter that's been done how many times? Why? Because it was a dynamo. It looked right. It was a bigger form factor, something new, and it had the new games on there. Alpha 2, Alpha 3, and Third Strike. probably the best. The heart of Street Fighter right there is finally being brought to home arcade in an XL form factor, and that literally lit up the entire community. So you can only imagine what a Mortal Kombat XL, and et cetera. I would love for you guys to do like an NBA Jam XL, for us to finally get a Blitz XL. That would be awesome too, because I miss having those cabinets, and I'm not really gonna get them in that smaller form factor. I've just committed full on fledged to the bigger form factor. Even, I would say, even a Marvel superheroes type cabinet. We got X-Men versus Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and the XL form factor would be awesome.
So you don't want like a 4-player NFL Blitz Slim Katie?
No,
that's
God,
not, no. That's not what you...
No, we're looking for a 2-player Blitz XL beautiful. That would be just awesome. You can, whatever you want. Zero Redux here has a $2 super chat. Will Home Arcade return to the Game Expos in 2026? That's a good question. I mean, the Pinball Expo is coming up. X Arcade's going to be there. At Games is not going to be there, but Wonderland Amusements, you touched on them. They're going to be there as well. Kevin, are you getting a Wonderland pinball? Did you get in on the Kickstarter? Is that something that interests you?
I may or may not have access to like what the next couple rounds of releases are. I'm definitely gonna have one of their pinball machines in my house though, for sure.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, we're gonna be excited to kind of get hands on that. End of Line has a, here we go. We got one of the answers coming in hot. It says 4-player decks are generally hard because of the space limitations for repeat buyers, and this is kind of like what we touched on. We're just not gonna get 4 people around this thing. It's just not gonna happen.
The only justification I saw on the 4-player decks, and I haven't pushed for one yet, is that like, I mean, I'm like 250. So if like me and another dude my size want to play on an arcade, like a 4-player deck means I can play over here and my dude can play over here. But I'm never gonna have 4 of me playing at one deck. Like that's not the kind of party I signed up for.
Yeah. You got, maybe you and your wife or something like that. You'd be a little bit more closer, but yeah, exactly. Calvin Wong says maybe do like a limited run of 4-player cabs, but mostly have that 2-player option with use of Xbox controllers or extra USB slots. And my wife always touched up on this. She said, why don't they do like, you can customize the order? And I always thought this would be like way too difficult, but when you go and place an order, you can select 4-player or 2-player deck, right? And then it ships whatever. So you do half and half. Maybe you order 3,000, you do 1,500 each, and then really everybody can get exactly what they want, right? I mean, that could be a possibility. I just don't know how, when you mass produce these things, is that even a feasible option?
I could see it happening. Like from a customer service standpoint, I know we're working with Basic Fun, that, like if maybe your buttons stopped working, you didn't need a machine, you just needed the buttons. They've got replacement parts available that we could ship out. So I could see a world where we're like, hey, if we're going to order, 3,000 of the 2-player, we know that 3% of them are going to want to upgrade to a 4-player deck. Like, could we just have the deck itself as something like, maybe you got to pay a few bucks for it because it's an upgrade, but we could at least have the upgrade that would match the graphics and the feel of the machine, right? That's absolutely something I could see happening potentially.
Yeah, like I love that the WrestleFest, the Ultra version is a 2-player. I think that's just spot on, the right thing to do. And then it doesn't, the extreme, the bigger size, the Supreme version of this doesn't look goofy as a 4-player. But again, it's just, for me and my space, I would just like it a 2-player. And B Kirby, I agree with supporting the channel, but I don't agree with this statement right here. It says 4 players, Kevin, Danny special. So you got at least one vote for the 4 players that I see in the chat here. Thank you, Fourth Horseman, for joining the show. Really do appreciate it. Now, Jay Pace here, he says, this is the old Danny talking now. You were all about the space. I remember you weren't even into XLs, but I thought you changed to like the XL and looking forward to the XL in spring. Yes, I totally do. I just want the 2-player decks of those bigger cabs. Just the 19-inch monitor is it's just way big. Kevin, have you ever played on the Arcade 1-Up Killer Instinct Pro model at all? That just is the best example. If you go from that, And then you go to like a Mortal Kombat Deluxe, you're literally playing on like a toy. It literally feels like a toy, down to the sticks, everything, the height, the screen. You just can't go back after you play something like that. And that's kind of what I want replicated in that Killer Instinct Pro, just not the price. $1,000 will price it right out of this market. But I would love to see that. Like, can you imagine an MK like that? A Cubert, anything like that would just be unbelievable. So that's kind of what and I assume a lot of other people are looking forward to it for the future run of this cabinets. But it seems like a majority of people just kind of scrolling down here. Sony 4K says Dragon's Lair XL, Tron XL, Star Wars, Galaga XL, like a lot of the remakes that were already done, but in that bigger form factor would sell really well, even though they're not a new title. So something to think about. But I think for me, you can check the chat. I think 2 players is the way to go. I think Jason here says if you can have 4-player online play, it makes a 2-player control panel easier to swallow. So yeah, if you had that, online feature going forward, which I think Basic Fun touched on, their second run of cabinets will have, online play and stuff like that. So that would be nice to kind of get the best of both worlds. Billy Woods, thank you so much, man, for being here and joining the conversation. We got Zero Redux says, does Kevin know what games are on the WrestleFest Supreme?
Not my circus, not my monkeys. I don't know anything about the Supremes.
That's unfortunate because
yeah,
that's so. Hopefully in the future that might change. With a limited run of if you can do something, 500 or something, that'd be cool. But thank you for supporting the channel, man. We'll find out. When they hit go live, it could be any day now, literally. Jason $5 super chat says, can Kevin confirm if the monitors in the Ultra and Supreme series are TN monitors or BOE IPS? Do you know that at all, Kevin?
You know what, bud? I'm a sales guy. I'm not into the tech, but Danny, you've got my email address. If you shoot me an email and ask, I'll get you the official answer.
For sure, 100%. I can definitely do that for you, Jason. Thank you so much, man, for supporting the channel as always. Kevin, was there anything that you wanted to add to the conversation? We have this coupon that's out now. Is that good for only a month? What is that, Jazz? Well, I asked a question in the chat. You might have answered it. The show was flying off the rafters, So I guess, why price it at $5.99 and offer a coupon? Why not just price it at $4.99? What is that?
Yeah, no. So it's 100% a technical thing. So we're going into the holidays. I don't know if you guys heard. And during that time, like, you might want to take advantage of different, like Amazon promotions. They come up with all, there's always a different event, different, featured, product line, whatever the case might be. In order to qualify for events, you have to be able to show a certain percentage, let's say, of discount to get to that product. I know everyone wants to see Ultras at $3.99. I also want to buy comic books for a nickel. It's fun to reminisce about the past. Like, I'm telling you, with tariffs, with everything else that's going on right now, $3.99 cabinets, as far as I'm seeing, aren't going to happen. But I still want to be able to give a deal. So the way we did that, and this is why I said, like, if anyone here actually paid that full price, please reach out to me. Danny's got my email address. I tried to figure out how to jump into the chat from this StreamYard, and I don't know what I'm doing, man. This isn't my job.
That's okay. No worries, man. I got you. You talk, and I'll get that email for you.
Yeah, but Danny, you have my work email address. I know you've emailed me before. We've talked. So if anyone actually paid full price, please reach out to me. I'll make sure the coupon gets applied to your account. You just got too excited. But the idea is, I want to be able to participate in the promotions. I want to make sure the product's getting out there. I want people to see it. But if I have to go down to $3.99, I don't get the opportunity to do that. So right now we have it on for November 6th, to run it for the first month. It's subject to change. It's not a FOMO pitch. It's not manipulation. I got a container. If that container sells out, I probably have to shut off a coupon for a minute. So that's the goal. Hopefully, if we get closer, maybe on like a Black Friday, maybe I'll jump on a show and and give the real people maybe like a $50 off heads up or something along those lines, that gets a little bit closer to the good old days. But yeah, that right now is where I'm expecting the standard retail to be. But once we get out of the holidays, I mean, that retail is going to go up. I know someone had asked, like, why do you sell Street Fighter for $800? Because people buy it for $800. I mean, it's retail, it's sales. I can't order that machine anymore. That was an arcade one up, option. I don't have access to it right now. It's not something I was able to reorder into. So what I have is all that's left. They're almost gone. So in those situations, I mean, we have basically AI pricing software that just says like, hey, this is when the product's going to run out. I'm going to raise the price so it doesn't run out as quickly and it keeps it as alive as long as possible. So that's, something like Street Fighter, that's what's happening there. I expect that these will sell for a little bit more. A lot of people did jump on them at the $5.99. People are kind of used to things being a little bit more expensive. So I expect that they probably will go up. I'm expecting like an average price to be like around a $5.50 after the holidays. So that's just giving you guys the real honest future look.
No, hey, that's good. And the price is going to go up. So, I mean, if you want to get in, it seems like you want to get in right now. You don't want to wait. You don't want to hem and haw on this. So if you ever had the notion of getting a Centipede or, a WrestleFest in that Ultra line, now's the time. Now, because Star Wars was delayed a little bit, will that still come in with the coupon possibilities of $4.99?
That's my goal to launch it. I think the idea with the $4.99 is there's a core group of people who have been waiting for these certain titles to come out. And that core group of people is expecting them to be at a certain price. They would love them to be at a lower price, obviously. But I think, honestly, they're expecting a specific price. So the idea is when we launch, I don't want to rock anybody's boat, except for the people who ordered it the first like hour and a half. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we don't want to rock anybody's boat. If you were thinking about getting Star Wars and you're just waiting for it to go live, I'm going to make sure it goes out at $4.99. If you see it at $5.99, wait an hour, let the coupon process through Amazon's system, because that's going to be the intention there. But the price will go up later. Outside of the holidays, I know for a fact the price is going to go up. It's just economics. It's going to have to.
100%. I got that email right down here, guys. So if that happened to you, if you ordered it right away and you're looking to add and credit your account with that coupon, go ahead and email Kevin at that retail email below there. I'll keep that posted for a minute so you guys can get and jot that down so you guys can save a little bit of money. You're going to be answering quite a few emails, my friend. Even with that first hour, there should be a good chunk of change coming through your way if people happen to catch this. So any other news and notes that you want to add?
No, I just wanted to make sure that if anyone, like, the only reason I jumped on here, I'm 100% honest. The only reason I wanted to jump on here was because this is the core community. Like, if you and the people watching right now didn't jump on these, like, we wouldn't have had an explosive day one. So I just felt like I owed it to you guys. Like, hey, if anyone paid full price, like, I need to make sure that you've got an option to get that discount. So that was really the whole purpose of me jumping on, was to make sure no one was spending out of pocket if they didn't have to.
Beautiful. And I appreciate that, man, because like that helps people, get back on track, save money. Before you get out of here, I know Billy Woods wants to know, would a possible Star Wars cab come like Arcade 1-Up did? He's not really interested in Return of the Jedi.
I'll talk to him about it. It's not on the short-term list, but if I can find a couple hundred guys who are all, living about something coming to life, I'm interested in making it happen.
Yeah, dude, this is going to be one hell of a ride. I want you to come back when you got even more information. It's so cool to talk to you, man. I really do appreciate you hopping on. We'll let you get out of here. We'll let you do your thing. You can listen on in. And guys, like I said, email Kevin if you haven't already. If you already spent the $5.99, Kevin, like I said, appreciate you coming on, and we'll see you in the next one, right?
All right, y'all take it easy.
See you, man. Thank you. All right, guys, that you heard it first. You heard it from Kevin. Let's go. Thank you so much, man, Kevin, for jumping on, clarifying some things, which is great. Impromptu, like interview live stream right on the fly. Absolutely love it. And we can get down to things that I also love with my favorite sounder. So let's go, B Kirby. Dude, B Kirby, $10 super chat. Listen, you guys absolutely rock. It's not about the money, it's not about the super chat, it's not about the memberships. It's about you guys being here, celebrating live. I mean, things like this happen, right? Anything happens on the Let's Go show, man. This is just, it's great. It's super. It's excellent. I feel like I have something for that.
That's great. Super. Excellent.
B Kirby says the days, guys, of 199 to 300 cabs are over. They're done. They're like this. Anyone thinking that they're going to get Black Friday pricing deal or slash prices are delusional. Like when I got my golden tea Midway for $200. A can of soup costs $4 in Chicago. Get out of here. He was telling me about that. I'm like, you're insane. I mean, it's almost cheaper just to get Chick-fil-A or something, right? Like, at this point, you can just get Qdoba. I don't know. B Kirby, thank you so much, man, for supporting the channel. Oh man, that's wild. That's wild. Yeah, guys, listen, I'm on board with anything exciting, dude. Golden Axe XL, a Sega Star Wars trilogy, an Atari Star Wars, anything. This is just, it's a new atmosphere. JP says it's so cool that that you're looking out for the community, arcade community, Kevin. Yeah, 100%. Like, we want to get you, the money back. $4.99, right? That's what it should be at. I'm absolutely shocked from what he was telling me that they sold as well as they did, like right out of the jump. That's really good for home arcade, guys. That's really good news, guys. If these titles aren't for you, it's okay, because maybe the next one is, right? And you want this product line to succeed so they can hash out Basic Fun, their 4-year plan, right? I think we all want what's coming. Good stuff is on the horizon. Sony 4K, were you hyped? Were you excited, man? Let's go. A lot of people want Star Wars. That's awesome. Yeah, Star Wars trilogy would be insane. That's like a top 10 holy grail of mine. Sega Star Wars trilogy. If you're channel members, you got to see me play the Battle Pod version of that. Oh my god. Jason, are you feeling it? He says, okay, after that interview, home arcade is now back, baby. Let's fucking go. That's right, man. It can turn on a dime. It can turn on a dime. Oh man, that is great. Yeah, that was awesome. Super cool of Kevin to hop on, just impromptu. That's great. I love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah, Damien, deal with it. Those days are old. It's $18 for the the mispriced countercade. Those days are long gone. Yes, a Golden Axe XL is a day one buy. Dude, I tried pushing. Retro Dude, CornerCade Crew channel member, we're pushing for that Mortal Kombat XL. That would be awesome too. There's so many cool things, man. Billy Woods Mod says WrestleFest is so not what I'm interested in. See, I love WrestleFest. I love WrestleMania, the arcade game. There's so much cool. And guys, this wouldn't have even been possible like a year and a half ago, right? 2 years ago. We're like, oh, dude, okay, like I guess I'll just buy a Street Fighter, and what am I gonna mod it into? Literally, we had these conversations, guys. The projects are behind me. Darkstalkers, Golden Axe. We were gonna do a Frogger. Like, there were other dynamos I was gonna get to do other mods and try to bring in whatever we could to just keep the arcade fresh and get those new and exciting titles. Now this is just, it's completely off the rails, and in a good way. This has totally changed a lot of our minds. A lot of Star Wars love here in the chat, which is great. Okay, Basic Fun, guys. We went an hour and 10 minutes on that. Insane. I do want to touch on, because of you guys, now, if you chat, can I get a yeah? because of you guys, oh man, we're gonna be going into OT. So congratulations to you guys.
Let's go get hyped, the cornercade is back. Stage lights flash like a boss fight crack. Classic to deluxe, every tab on the rack. Let's go get hyped, the cornercade is back. One more life, we'll take that stand. Let's go get hyped, the cornercade is back. Let's go get hyped, the cornercade is back.
Guys, if you got them, raise your Arnie P's in the air, because the second Arnold Palmer has been unlocked tonight. Kudos to you guys ripping and dipping in the chat. Oh, it's all over the place. You guys show so much love and so much support. Guys, I was on with the big dogs last night with Michael B and James. That was one hell of a show. We got back-to-back cornercades. So if you love me, then you gotta love Mondays and Tuesdays. This is great. Billy Woods, do you love this? This is the drink right here, man. Raise up your Arnie P's, guys. I know C Marvel is a fan now. If he's in the chat, he loves that. But yeah, I mean, so many titles. There's so many. Kevin, we want, not only the Atari 80 Star Wars, but the Sega Star Wars trilogy, 100,000%. I would literally take my pants off live on air for that. You didn't have to super chat for that one. That one is a supreme version of Sega Star Wars trilogy, and literally I'm going to be doing cartwheels in the cornercade. That would be insanity. Again, top 10 arcade of mine. An X-Men beat 'em up. Oh my God. This is just a Super Sprint. Thank you, Retro Dude. Super Sprint and an off-road would just be banana sandwich. That would just be, it's exactly J-Pace. Supreme Star Wars. It's got a nice ring to it. Cheers to that one for sure. Oh man, what a show, guys. I mean, we didn't even get to basic fun yet. So let's bring this down. Apparently, so long and short, to sum up the situation on Amazon, get in now if you want them, because they might be sold out. And the next batch that comes through could have a price hike to them. And that's something obviously you don't want at all. And that's ham banana sandwich. You never heard that line? You never heard that line? There's a lot of things that I Oh man. Kevin says, no pants, Danny. Just killed Star Wars. I'll keep the pants on. If that means we're getting Sega Star Wars trilogy, the pants will stay on. Well, in this case, my jersey shorts, because that's usually what I wear to the show. But we'll keep them on for sure. If you can deliver Sega Star Wars trilogy, wow. Dude, with the amount of Pac-Mans and rehashes that we've gotten from Arcade 1-Up, man, holy, it was never a thought on anyone's mind, except for if you were to mod something. A Sega Star Wars trilogy would just be off the chain. It'd be incredible. I don't know, man. I just blown away. All right, let's get to, and we can continue this talk, guys. We're going into overtime for sure. But let me go over here and let me bring up Alice Goes to Wonderland, guys. So let's do this. So we've got a video. Let me go up top here. We got me and Peter in the corners there, so we can check this out. Guys, did you see this video from Wonderland Amusements? The 3/4 scale, this is going to be just a teeny bit smaller than your At Games Legends pinball. So if you pinheads out there, are you in on this? I mean, this is incredible. Now, this is very different. When I saw that, it's going to be coming in 2 boxes, right? Much like the At Games. And when I saw this, I was like, oh my God, you got to build the whole thing from scratch. Like the At Games, you just took out, you put the back box on, you put the legs on, and you were done. So I was a little, it was a little interesting. So I'm like, okay, you got to put this whole thing together. Well, let's see what this looks like put together. So, chat, we'll answer your questions here while Peter speed builds this thing, but because it's insane. But this thing looks absolutely gorgeous once it's all put together. I mean, it looks absolutely gorgeous when this is all put together. I gotta admit, I mean, they did a bang job on this. And I think all that's left now is getting the coding corrected. So that's it. Just getting that last update to just finalize everything and get it corrected, right? Like that's all that's left on this. So this is really now being put together. This is the whole journey coming into one now. You know, we covered this a year ago. It was just a blank box. That's all they had was a blank demo box. And now we have really seen, and through covering all of this, we've really seen everything just come to fruition. And it's been an incredible ride, and we're going to get to see this at the Pinball Expo finally completed, because I think Peter states in this video he is almost guaranteed that the final code update will be available for this demo unit arriving at the Pinball Expo. So this is going to be just absolutely fantastic. We'll get hands-on demo play with this, and that's something that, you know, I haven't touched. You know, my wife hasn't played on this. I haven't played on this, obviously. So it'll really kind of make or break our decisions on if we like this or not, if we want to get this or not. So it will be awesome. It will be awesome. And Kevin has apparently played this. He says it feels and plays incredibly well. So that's awesome. Zero Redux says this looks really good, and it does. You know, the only thing I could really knock here is, like, I'm not a fan of the chrome, like because it's going to be a fingerprint magnet. You know, I wish they kind of did like a powder coat on that. But again, you're nitpicking so far at this point. So we'll see what happens. Now, Billy Woods is going to be on the opposite side of this, saying, hey, this is not looking good. And Billy, maybe you could touch on why. He says, as a backer, I'm not liking the gameplay. So are you feeling like it plays a little fast? Maybe plays like a zizzle? Let me know in the chat here. Jason says, I just can't buy this Wonderland Pinball, but I think it's awesome, and I'm totally on board with what they're doing. Really cool stuff to hear. Oh, and we got a commercial, so let's do this. I didn't think a commercial was gonna pop up. Let's do that. Let's bring it back to, so let's get it to where he's built a little bit more of this machine. Let's take it back here. There we go. Okay, we're back now. We're back. Yeah, Super Hobbit, if they got the Sega license. Sorry, Danny, Daytona, Afterburner, House of Dead. I'm all for any of those. But Sega Star Wars really just got to come first. We're talking Star Wars here, baby. We're talking Star Wars. Come on now. Okay, so it looks like it plays like a kid's toy. Well, I will let you know. Listen, I will let you know that, you know, when I get my hands on this, I'll be just straight up honest. I'll be like, yeah, this plays weird, or, you know, it's not a Stern, but you have a lot of fun on it. Have a lot of fun on it for sure. So, yeah, we could definitely go over the gameplay. The ball can barely make it up the ramp. We'll see. We'll see. And I think, you know, he's played this before and touched on it. You know, because another concern of mine is they were always playing this thing without, like, the plexiglass being on it. So they're always having to, like, fix and reposition the ball and try to get it up the ramps. And so you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Blast in the Past says it's a big no for me. So, and Billy's like, you know, I hope I am wrong, because, you know, he's a big pinball guy. I know I got a couple big pinball guys in the chat. We all want these products to do good, right? But maybe, you know, on the second go around, because I know this isn't going to be the only pinball table that they're going to make. They're going to make more. They can kind of maybe fix, hone things. I don't know, you know. I don't know if it's the ball has got to be weighted. You know, I'm not going to know until I physically get my hands on this thing, and I can ask, you know, Gary, Jerry, and Peter while I'm down there of, you know, hey, like, you know, what, you know, why this, you know, it feels like this, you know. So we'll see. We'll see. Billy Wood's going to have a video coming out shortly about it, which is great. B Kirby says, I'm glad people can see real prices on the basic fun cabs, and I'm glad Kevin explained the reasoning behind it. Too many people jumped the gun and were down their throats criticizing them. Yes, it's 100%. We live in a very reactionary world, you know, so when something just boom happens, yeah, and it's videos are made. You know, I took my video down. You know, we did a live stream earlier, and I was like, $5.99, that's crazy. You know, that's something's got to be done here with this. And, you know, then the coupon came, and I'm like, well, this is kind of all for now, right? I don't want to mislead people. But that $5.99 now looks like it's you know, $4.99 is not going to be there forever, guys. So if you want it, get in while you can, because $5.99 is going to be the price going forward after that month. So, you know, same thing with the CornerCades too, you know, $50, you know, off of that. So $200, you're going to get it at $250 is going to be that price. So, you know, if you want to get it, get in good. So there was a quick video that I thought I'd show you. I mean, it's just, it really is coming together. It really is cool. Yes. Blast in the Past. My God, where you been, my guy? So if you haven't already, email Kevin. He was just on the show. And get your $100 back. So get that at $4.99 instead of $5.99. And we'll make that happen for you, save you some money. But yes, there's There's a coupon now so you guys just hopping in here in the chat. We had Kevin from Spreetail on, really nice guy, and this is where we're at right now. So the $5.99, an hour later, when it was posted on Amazon, there's a coupon that was released that is $4.99. So you go ahead, and if you bought it at $5.99, you can email this email right here, and Kevin will take care of you and give you that $100 back and make it $4.99 for you. So if you haven't already, go ahead and do so. Really cool stuff, guys. This has been one hell of a show. Let's go, man. No, so the Supremes are not for sale right now. Supremes are not for sale. Only the Ultras and the Counter series lineup. B Kirby did. Let's go. Well, I deleted the video before he called me, to be fair, B Kirby. 8-Bit Gaming Legend is in the building. Let's go, man. So sorry, man, I just can't. It's not worth it for the countertops. It is a little high. I'm not a big Counter Series or CornerCade fan. Never have been. I've owned an NBA Jam 1. My kids aren't interested in it. I didn't play it. We ended up selling it. We gave it a shot. Just didn't work for us, right? I am a fan of the Partycades, though, because you still get that bigger monitor, the 17-inch playfield. That's a lot better than what the 7-inch or 9-inch playfield that you have. And you get a little bit more room with the sticks and the buttons and all that jazz. So you get a light up marquee. I would be on board for like a Partycade. That'd be pretty cool. Like, can you imagine WrestleFest Partycade for this little area? That'd be dope. It'd be dope. That's right, baby. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Dre God is in the house. CornerCade Crew channel member should have been $4.99 with that $100 cup on. That would be cool. The coupon, yeah. So $3.99. But I asked Kevin that question. It's just not possible. You'd be losing money at that point, right? So it's just not possible. And Kevin is still in the chat, which is awesome. He says, if you end up buying it at $4.99 and see a better deal later, hit me up and I'll match you for the deal. Look at that. Holy cow. I mean, if you want to talk about a sounder, oh, great. That's unbelievable. I can't play any sounders because StreamYard has now just frozen in my assets. So great. That's fantastic. Oh, what a program. What a program. I can't play any sounders for the rest of the show. I can't even play. I don't even think I can play. Great. I can't even go into overtime. That's fantastic. I had a whole layout and everything. Now I'm just stuck with just the super chat sounding music. That's it. Well, that's fantastic. Something happened. Yeah, Kevin is the main character today for sure. 100%. I really do appreciate him hopping on and clarifying everything up. That's awesome. Jason, I like my basic cabs like my pizza. Supreme, baby. That's not wrong. I had pizza today. I love Supreme as well. For sure. Yeah, I that's what I tried. That's proof's in the pudding. We want Supreme everything. I just think the hobby now has taken a turn it's just evolved into the Supreme line, the XL line, right? The Extreme line. It just is what it is, right? And I know most of you guys have the deluxes. It's tough. I mean, our plan is we're slowly selling things off. So we have enough to get a couple XL cabs, but I think the next batch will be, getting the Pac-Man Plus Frogger cabinet project sold, getting the Miss Pac-Man behind me sold, and the Street Fighter sold. That will be the next lineup of cabs being sold, and we're just going to keep going down until we can kind of then accumulate the XLs, and slowly but surely the arcade will transform into Extremes, Supremes, and no more XLs anymore because Arcade 1-Up doesn't do those. But it'll be Extremes and Supremes. It'll be like a taco pizza. That's what this will be. Let's go, baby. Wi-Fi will be on the next round of cabinets. They don't have them on the first ones, but those will be on the next one. So yeah. Well, you guys, normally we would have ended the show. You guys are just too good. But now you got me for extended bonus time because you've unlocked the dose, Arnold Palmer.
Let's go get hyped. The CornerCade is back. Stage lights flash like a boss fight crack. Classic to deluxe. Every cab on the rack. Let's go get hyped. The CornerCade is back. One more life. We'll take that stand. Let's go get hyped. The CornerCade is back. Let's go get hyped. The CornerCade is back.
That's right, baby. We're back. And we are here live into the building for overtime. Now, normally there'd be a graphic overlay at the bottom, but we have been frozen in time and cannot access that. But this is the OT. And guys, just to let you know, we have ended the poll. And I know Kevin's in the chat right now. He says, are you interested in basic fun products with these types of price points? $599 being the Ultra and $250 for the Counter Series. An overwhelming 70% is no out of 82 votes. Thank you so much for all of you guys that have participated in that poll. We had people come and go. And so it's an eye-opener just to let the retailers know they're not interested, but they said they did fantastic with sales. So maybe people got them anyways. I don't know. I mean, the truth will be told once, it says sold out there and no more, right? And see, he's absolutely shocked at those results. So there you go. Really cool to have the retailers here, because a lot of times, guys, I feel like the retailers, like there's a disconnect between retailer and, customer, right? Like sometimes we get the horse blinders on. Like Costco, I don't know why on earth you would say no to an XL Star Wars that would have sold you like 20,000. Insane. How is a retailer by now not asked for Mortal Kombat XL? Insane, right? So there's a lot of times where they don't always make the best decisions, and it's refreshing to see like, wow, like somebody's listening on the retail side, because retailers always think that they know the most and they know the best, but then they turn around and they shock you. They shock you. Star Wars XL would have outsold Midway Golden Tee in a half a heartbeat. Okay, there's not even a question. So to each their own. With one person's loss is another retailer's gain. So we'll see if we can get some of the stuff that we actually want. Sarcasm, guys. Sarcasm. Come on now. Guys, if you want to ask me or Kevin in the chat anything about the news for today or anything Home Arcade related at all, let me know. Now is your time. You got me for OT, baby. So let's get this party started off. Jason says, I'll buy your Supremes. I'm an XL guy. Who's selling what now? Let's go. Little Tater. Yeah, chat is tripping. Go with the full versions and not 2 players. No, man, 2 players. 2 players. I'm telling you, 2 players. That's where I'm at. But I get it. If you do the 4 players, I can always mod them. It's just I got to spend the extra money to do so. I don't really want to. I don't know. Goofyfoot asks, are those alcohol free? What the hell? You should just say more water. No, yeah, these are alcohol. These are alcohol free. These are iced tea lemonades, buddy. Let's see if I can get that nice shot there. Iced tea lemonade. Yeah, that's it. I know there's spiked versions of this, but I'm not a drinker. Vic says you get what you pay for. I would assume the price hike, or let me know. Last one passed out wrong. College degree doesn't translate into selling. I'll say this. If I ever was a part of a company, the first thing we're doing, I'm coming in, right? Got the CornerCade hat on backwards. I said, what's going on, guys? Giddy up. Let's all go to a retro arcade. And you teach the history, right? You understand why the importance is of certain games being certain form factors, being certain side arts. It's the history. You don't mess with the history. There's a reason why we buy these things. It's for the nostalgia. If something doesn't look like it did in the arcades, it's literally no point, right? You don't walk into a taco joint asking for a hamburger. You walk in expecting a taco, right? There you go. Yes, it's juice. It's juice. It's adult juice. It's adult juice. Vic says XL2 player, but give customers the option to buy 2 or 4 player decks. I think that's like the big consensus. I think 2 player, but if you had to or wanted to or could, you offer them as an option. That's something that my wife has stated for a long time. Let the people decide, let them decide. Damien Deal with it says, is Home Arcade spoiled or just being crybabies about today's prices and features about the Cavs by Basic Fun? I don't know. I think it's like sticker shock. If you go place the order with the tax, we're looking at $635, and I think that's a tough pill to swallow from people who are ultra and deluxe fans. Especially just coming out of a sale from Arcade One Up where cabs were $150 off. I got a cab, resold it obviously, but I got a cab for $350. And I get that that's not going to be always the norm, right? It is cool to have sales, but I think here, let's just say this. I have yet to purchase the claw machine because it went up $50. And it's like, dude, this was just $4.99. Like I saw that price and I don't want to pay that now. I don't. And then obviously for the claw machines, a little bit different. You got to buy stuff to put in there. So you're spending $50, $60 to put stuff in there, right? But I just, that turned me off as a buyer, right? So I needed B Kirby to wake up, like, because I was texting B Kirby. I was like, B, I found a claw machine used on Marketplace, $350. The guy just wanted to get rid of it. I was like, B Kirby, can you pick this up? And he never answered. He never answered. So unfortunately, that one got sold, but we'll keep on looking. I almost had it. I had it within my grasps, but that's just an example. It's listen, you're not going to satisfy everybody. I think if these are the prices going forward, you figure out a way, Ideally, I would love to sell a deluxe cabinet and get an extra large cabinet instead of selling like 2 deluxes to get an XL cabinet, because that's kind of the trend, because these are, $800, $700, $600. So, it is what it is. It's the market now. So it kind of stinks, but it is, it is what it is. And you slowly kind of rebuild the arcade into the XL form factor with all of these great, exciting, cool, awesome titles that are going to be coming down the pipeline. And this is just the beginning. This is like D-Day. This is the start right here of home arcade to the nth degree. And it's going to take it to 2025, 2026, 2027, and beyond of just hopefully awesome stuff. And it doesn't stop with just one XL, one Supreme, one Extreme a year. We want to take it to just, we want to be able to have just all these cool titles to add to the home arcade. Yeah, Evan says, if you love the title, the 500 isn't a problem. Well, in this case, it would be 600, right? If you love the title. Yeah, it's not the end of the world, but still, it's, for gamers, man, it's a culture shock when something goes up, boom, right there. Says, I worked at a Aladdin's Castle. I would love to work at a real arcade. That'd be so cool. I love taking the family to a real arcade. It's great. We love going to the Garcade. It's an awesome time. I should work on the retail side. Yeah, right there what the people want, man. It's a lot of like market research too and stuff. So I don't know. Emmanuel says, are you going to pie your WrestleFest? And if it comes out with a third-party skin for the whole cab? No, so the WrestleFest, if I were to get the WrestleFest Supreme, right? Supreme. So I don't have I guess do we have sort of a picture? Oh, I backed out of it. It's okay. So for those of you guys, I don't have a picture of the Supreme. Well, maybe I do. Here, this is overtime, baby. Let's go. Let's see what I got here. Let's see what I got in my folder, my asset drawer. Okay, do I have one of the Supreme? Oh, I got everything. Okay, here. I got we can kind of take a look at this. So let's look at this guy right here. And let's pop me up here. So the WrestleFest Supreme, right? Let me just break this comment down just so you can see everything. So the plans I had for this guy is it has the speaker gold covers. It has the coin door. I was going to light the coin door up courtesy of Stock Jock. I got a ton of light up coin door kits from him. So awesome stuff there. And I was going to black out this front kick plate. Okay. Just put some vinyl over that to really give it that true, Killer Instinct Pro, that just true arcade look. It would look a hell of a lot better in my personal opinion. And then I was going to add a 2-player deck courtesy of Greg over at 99 Lives Arcade. Hopefully he'll be able to make those. Again, fingers crossed. So 2-player deck on this, and I was going to add real buttons. So I was going to take the red player and the blue player, only because, that's kind of how the 2-player was back in the arcade. And I can't go yellow and green. That's Packer colors, baby. We're Bears fans around here, man. So I was going to do red and blue and then just put some real buttons in there. So IL buttons and cherry switches. And then if the sticks were beefier, which from this picture doesn't look like it, but if they had room to be able to drop IL sticks in there, I was going to go ahead and drop the IL sticks in there as well. So we're going to do sticks and buttons, 2-player deck, light up the coin door, and vinyl it. And I think that would be a phenomenal cabinet. And we would make videos on that as well to show you guys how to do that. So T-Prez, thank you for coming. You're late to the party, but it's okay. I'm not going to take your wrench away. You're late to the party. Thank you, man, for being here. Let's go, man. And I can't wait just here. Let's go down here real quick. So I can't wait. Well, maybe we do this. You guys can see, right? I am under the notion, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, but WrestleFest XL, I think, is going to go to Costco. And if we get another XL version, because I know Sam's Club is going hard in the paint with their products, that they're wanting more arcade products. You know, they got the big buck Mossy Oak at Sam's Club right now, and I think they could get the Centipede. The Centipede, either that's going to be an XL, you know, it's Supreme version Centipede, or it's going to be the Centipede Asteroids version that we saw. I could definitely see that going to Sam's Club. Just my gut feeling, right? And it's all speculation. But, and you know, real quick, Drake got to screw covers. It looks like there isn't screw covers here. Maybe they're like cam lock bolt or something. These are maybe engineered a different way where there's not screws on the, I don't know. Well, we won't know until if and when we get our hands on it. So yes, 99 Lives is on Facebook, but he's going super part-time now. He's not out of business, Chris. He's just going super part-time, but literally, if we put enough orders in, we'll bring him back into the fold. I can guarantee you. Oh, Kevin, to confirm, cam locks. I knew it. I just had a feeling, baby. Let's go big real quick right here. So I had a feeling that these were with cam locks. So that is really cool. So there's not, so it's going to be that nice. You won't need to have screw cap covers on this thing. Wow, that's a whole different ball game. So we got the cam locks on there. That is awesome. Something new to Arcade 1-Up that we've, or not Arcade 1-Up, I'm sorry, something new to Home Arcade that we've never had before. We've always done with the screws, and then we pop those little screw cap covers in. So I kind of made that prediction. I said, hey, look, this looks like it could be cam locks, guys, because I don't see any screw holes anywhere, which is great. That's awesome. So that's awesome news. So I would look to get like a Centipede. So let's just say Centipede Asteroids came out. I would rather have the Centipede Supreme. That would look awesome. But if it had to be, you know, Centipede Asteroids, I would just reskin it in Asteroids. I don't want to spend the money to reskin it, but it would look gorgeous the way we would do it. It would literally look cool. Yeah, look at big Camlock fans here. Let's go, man. That was a game changer. Look at that. Okay, so Vic Vicious got a little light to shed on 99 Lions. Says Greg is doing a few orders per week. He's out on the business. He's working on stuff for me as we speak. So there you go. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed. Dude, can you imagine if we put like 70 orders in and Greg is rocking and rolling with this thing? I'd put a big smile on his face. I can guarantee you. But yeah, you're going to see, you know, it just, you got to mod this thing. You know what I mean? And if I were to have, it's a hard, you got to, yeah, because you got to have more arcades in the arcade. And you can't just, I wouldn't want to have just 2 4 players and have that missed opportunity. I like my Cavs, you know, smashed together. So that would look great. So those are the plans. Again, the missing, you know, Legion of Doom and you know, Sergeant Slaughter, that's not the end of the world for me. I've always said, you know, if you got, I don't want to say half-baked Cavs, but if you got 90% of the game, 80% of the game, you do it, right? You do it because this is what it's about. This is what we play for. This is the hobby that we have fun with. So if you're able to do 100% of the game, great. But if sometimes there's some licensing things that just come up sometimes and you're not able to do it. So you move the drill, right? Make it to the best that you possibly can and give people the chance to be able to buy something fresh, new, and exciting. You know, 75% chance. Let's do it, man. Let's see, because you don't have to buy it, you know. Kevin says they had no control over the characters. The licensing had to go through a lot of different parties. And for something like this, you know, it's tricky, you know, with this type of Legends deals, Sergeant Slaughter with G.I. Joe. Like there's so many like caveats that you wouldn't have necessarily in a normal game, right? And this has been, you know, 20, 30, 40 years old. Like the amount of times these licensors changed hands, dipped and dived, people passing away, people signing on with new companies. There's just so much change in that span of time. I'm surprised they even got any of this out. I mean, that should be a humongous win altogether. And it's exciting because, you know, if it's the price point that I'm looking for, I'm going to go ahead and make the purchase on it because I think it'd be cool to have in the arcade. Thor KC says, is Return of the Jedi Ultra happening or just Supreme? Both. Both will be coming down the pipeline. Return of the Jedi is just delayed about a month, maybe 3 weeks, depending on the speed of things. And Supreme should follow. We don't know. We haven't gotten clarification from the company. They've kind of just shown, getting back to this picture, this is kind of like the picture. This is the lineup, right? And they've showed WrestleFest, Supreme there, but there's no information on Amazon because it's not being offered through Amazon. So it's going to be offered through the club stores, but it's in the promotional material. I'm hoping that more Supremes come out. I don't want it to just be one. I don't want that habit. I hate that habit of we wait all year for one cabinet. It would take literally 30 years to put your arcade together. If we're doing one title a year, that's way too long to wait. Josh says, I hate having to fiddle with stuff after I buy it new. I completely agree. Listen, I'm a huge modder, guys. And I'm a tinker. I like to get hands on, but I don't want to mod. I want to assemble this thing and play with it day one right out of the jump. So here's kind of a little insight, right? So if and when I buy WrestleFest, so WrestleFest, we go right next to KI Pro, which you can't see because it's right here. It's right here. You can't see it. It's off camera. But WrestleFest, all Street Fighter, Alpha 2, that would go right there, right? So this is all going to look different. But because I'm stuck with the 4-player panel, it's actually going to go right here. And it's going to take up that whole area right now. And it's changing the arcade layout. And I can't put the games where I want to put them because I'm stuck with this 4-player control panel. So until, Greg can make this and mass produce these, or if he can, it hasn't been confirmed, right? We're working on it. We're working behind the scenes. Trust me, we got you guys' back for you modders out there. Then I can slide it into place, right? And then have a final home for it. So yes, I completely agree with you, Josh. Chris Nooner says, good to hear about 99 Lives. Got some stuff in his past. I don't do Facebook, so wasn't aware of his stuff going on. Yeah, he's kind of taking some time off, kind of going part-time. I just think business has been kind of slow. I mean, home arcade has been kind of dead, recently. So nothing's been really going on. Thor KC says, Return of the Jedi Ultra could get money from me. Yeah, I mean, it looks great. Let's go back to that picture here. Let's get me out of the way here. Looks great. Right? Looks great. So, yeah, I'm a Supreme guy, so I love to see this in a 19-inch, getting that XL Star Wars can be just awesome. It's just awesome, man. It's a cool time to be alive. And this right here, guys, is just the beginning. This is just the start. We have so much more coming down the pipeline, dude. Trust me. From the rumblings that I hear, it's just very, very exciting. The people, they haven't told me specifics. They just said, Danny, save your money. I'm excited, and you're going to be hyped. So that's all I really need to hear. And Kevin, yeah, each wrestler has their own individual contracts and representation. So, it's not like signing on Michelangelo, Leonardo, Donatello. It's a whole different ball game when it comes to wrestlers. So, let's see here. Jantry G, screwless side panels. Finally, the industry has another evolution. Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be the first time putting that together. It's gonna be like putting together a GI Joe cab. So that'll be kind of cool. It'll be something different. And is it stronger then? Let me know. Are cam locks stronger? Like, what's the purpose between a cam lock, a screw? B Kirby, you're a handy man out there. Can you let us know what the difference is? Says Danny, we're definitely gonna get more than one Supreme a year. Yeah, I don't want that. Arcade went up, fumbled that ball. Let's just say that. I don't want that. That should never be a thing. Yeah, that would be great, because we're all in on that size and that form factor. So I would love to obviously get more than one arcade a year. I mean, geez Louise. Yeah, Jason, it might be James Hates Everything. He put in an order for that. So yeah, it might be him. You might be starting to get him tomorrow. I know Kelso's Arcade. He hasn't gotten an arcade or done something in a long time. So a lot of people are coming out the woodwork now. Home arcade is back, baby. I said it, and I meant it, and it is true. It's coming to fruition. Yeah, it's eliminates the screw holes for one, which is great. Like, that's such a cool. Is it like a strength or hold, or it's just a different way to do things so you don't have the screws, Dre God says, Danny, we got to do 4-player cluster of cabs in the middle of the room like a real arcade. Now, Dre God, think about it. So he says, you put a Shack Jam, a Turtles of WrestleFest, and then Blitz XL, right? Great. Okay, if we were to do that, Dre, you create the cluster in the room, you're taking away two arcades at least that could go in that middle row, right? You have like a circle, but if I put these in an aisle, so before, if you guys seen the channel, go back, watch shorts. This room was stuff filled, bursting at the seams with arcades, right? And I had 4 rows, right? 2 and 2, or two aisles total. And it looks like a real arcade, right? And so I'd be taking away from the amount of games. So if you could say, look at, would you rather have a 4-players Turtles and a 4-player X-Men, a 4-player WrestleFest? I'd rather have a 2-player in all of them and then be able to add 2 more cabs of anything. Cubert, Double Dragon, you name it, right? Anything, right? That's what I would rather do. Now, I'm not speaking for the people or speaking for the masses, but that's just me. And again, at the end of the day, like I told Kevin, it's less, listen, if you make 2-player games, it's more cabs that we're buying, so more profitability, right? And from a business aspect, it would be smarter to make 2-player cabs. You know, I'm just saying. Garage Gamer, thank you so much, man, for being here and supporting the channel. This is literally a sea of green or blue. Guys, it's a sea of green or blue. Wow, the CornerCade looks different with all of those new cabs, Danny. Are you being sarcastic? We got rid of a lot of cabs. Trust me, this is going to look totally different, guys. This is going to look totally different. Where Billy Wood says, yes, Cubert, yes, that would be an awesome one to buy. That would look great. Chris says the cams aren't stronger. It's just easier to build and a cleaner look. Cool. So then, yeah, why not do it, right? Why not? I mean, that's why G.I. Joe does it, right? So that's awesome. Yeah, so that's cool. And I kind of speculate on that just looking at the renders, and we got a confirmation from Kevin here in the chat. So that's awesome. That's awesome to hear. Guys, you unlock this time. As soon as you guys are done talking, I'm skedaddling out of here. So if you guys got something to ask, let your voice be heard and let the chat fly. I don't know if you heard that, but apparently Siri went off. And I didn't even say Siri, so it's very weird. My phone has a mind of its own. Yes, see Marvel. Green and blue are Seahawks colors. I assume he's talking about the WrestleFest deck there. You can use whatever color you want. I'm just going to go with red and blue. That's what I'm going to go with. Yeah, we can't do that. But Chris, yeah, that's a good point. You know, that lime green and that blue, that's Seahawk colors for sure. No, Garage Gamer. I don't know. We're going home. We could tie the series. You know, all we need is 2, and then it's a game 5. You know, the final game. But Cubs, you got to score more runs, or you got to have better pitching. One or the other. 3 runs ain't getting it done. 3 runs got it done against the Padres. 3 runs ain't getting it done against the Brewers because they're scoring like an average of 7 to 9. So you're gonna have to outscore your opponent to win. It's pretty simple, and the pitching has been stinky. That's why I was wishing for the Cubs to really go after some impactful aces at the trade deadline. Instead, we got like mid relievers. What are you doing? You should have signed Alex Bregman, third baseman, in the offseason. You had a chance to get him at the trade deadline from the Red Sox. What are you doing? You're the Chicago Cubs. You got to spend money. You're a big market team. The Ricketts sometimes run this thing like it's the Pittsburgh Pirates. You got to spend money. Don't get me started with sports. I'm gonna go in on it. Chris said 1 more W tomorrow and the Mariners move on. Yeah, you and Garage Gamer are huge Mariner fans, so that's wild. That's wild, man. Jeez. Trying to dig up a photo. A photo of what? What are you digging up a photo on? Oh, Cubert. A Cubert. I made a Cubert for my uncle. Yes. If you could, email it to me, man. I'll show that off. Yeah, good for you guys. I don't know how Joe Cade's Yankees are doing against the Blue Jays, but yeah. This is overtime, guys. This is what you get. It's anything and anything in overtime, baby. So let us know. Yeah, I'll keep refreshing the email too if you find that Billy. Let me know. Let me know. Yeah, Yankees are up right now. Okay, there you go. Joe Cade's happy. I know he's not in the chat. He's probably like, nervously biting his nails kind of thing. They got clobbered by the Blue Jays, but yeah. The Hawks lost today. It was a close game. Damn, I had the game on before the show. They lost to the Florida Panthers. It is what it is. Oh, okay, cool. He'll pop it, send it via Discord. So he found it, so we get to show off something that Billy Woods, is this going to be awesome or what? Let's see. You get to roast it or we get to say ooh and ah. once he sends it. All right, where are we at? Where are we at here? Dude, let's go. This is exciting. All right, let's see here. We're waiting on it with bated breath. I haven't gotten anything yet. Oh, it just came through the pipe. Something just came through the pipeline. Right, no, nothing yet. Something else came through the pipeline. All right, guys. We are at the end of the road. Man, oh man, what a show. What a show lined up. I mean, I had fun tonight. I know you guys did for sure. I'll give Billy a second. You guys earned this with overtime here. I'll give him a second to kind of figure this out. Every other Discord is just blowing up right now. My goodness, guys. This is a lot of information to take in live. Let's go, baby. Yeah, who did buy this thing today? Let me know, guys, in the chat. Did anybody make a purchase today from Basic Fun? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. And what did you get? According to Kevin, they did really, really well in sales. So that's phenomenal. I mean, it's all positive news, right? Yeah, I did forget to mention, Kevin, we should definitely do a Robotron. Yeah. Robotron Smash TV cabinet. Yeah, 100%. 100%. No, I didn't get one. I'm getting the XLs, guys. I'm very committed with the XLs. James will probably do an unboxing. But I'm moving on, man. I'm getting the XLs, the Supremes, the Extremes. So the roadmap right now, I mean, we're looking at, Kevin was very giddy about Double Dragon. That's like 100% confirmed. I told you guys when John D made that prototype, it was coming, and it is coming, guys. So I'm on board with Double Dragon. I'm on board with Alpha 2. Alpha 2 is 100% paid off. I'm just waiting for them to ship it at this point. So I made the second payment. So Alpha 2, Double Dragon, WrestleFest XL. We're going to see what the price point is. Again, that has nothing to do with like Kevin's side of things. That's, the club stores. I will say Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, I would be in on. I do miss that cabinet. I will say that. And then it's Centipede. It depends on what it's going to look like. I think I'm in on all the extremes, all the extremes and Supremes. So weird saying that. It's still weird saying that. All the Supremes and the extremes, like I'm getting pizza and tacos, right? Billy Wood sent it over, so we'll check that out. But I'm in on all of those right now. They're all player. Alpha 2 is the only one that is legitimately coming. It is bought. It is ready to roll. WrestleFest is really the only one that's actually coming to fruition. So we'll see. Let me know if you guys bought anything today. Let me know. Let me fly over to Discord. All right, give me just a second, man. You really okay. Well, geez, you made this in like a 4-player. Okay, so we can kind of show this off. Okay, here we go. This is like a multi-gate. You might get some hate on this. You might not. We'll see what happens. Let's share the screen here. Let's pop this over. Let's see. And the only reason I say that is because of the accuracy. So if we do, let's get this out of here. Let's put this on there. Chat, can you see it? Can you feel it? What do you think? I'm trying to get it. No, there we go. What do you think? And I'm not a fan of the wide decks like this. I don't like this. It looks like an airplane. But chat, Billy Woods did this mod of a Cubert, but this is like a whole multi-cade on this thing. Chat, what do you think? I mean, modding is always fun and cool. I would have loved to see like a 2-player panel on this. Coin door, obviously. No riser. This was definitely back in the day. Back in the day of doing some cool and exciting things. And I'm just not a fan of like keeping it true. Like you got a trackball on there. I like to keep it true. If this had 2 games, I'd be fine with it, right? I think that's kind of like the boat that like Michael B was in too. But it's always cool to see modding projects. Love them. This is one of your first cabs. Oh, RGT doesn't like the risers. Okay. This is one of Billy Woods Mod's first cabinets. He made it into it's always so cool, like, see that artwork. Like, can you imagine like a right form factor, like XL version of this would just be insane. Yeah, this was back in the day for sure, man. We've come such a far ways from where we first came out. Thor KC says, I keep forgetting which one's the XL, which one's the deluxe between the Ultra Supreme. I'll take time to get the Ultra with the cheeseburger, hold the mayo. Yeah, you can just call them XL. Supremes are the bigger version from Basic Fun, and the Extremes are the bigger version from Iconic. So we're starting to get the lingo down a little bit. It's going to take some time. But we're getting it. Side art, let me see. Let me pop on in here because this is Discord. Let me see. This is a side art. Oh, yeah, here, check this out. Side art, like that. Okay, let's see here. Let's do another zoom in effect. I got this down to a science now. How do I go back? There we go. No. So there's a side art right there. Let's get this down right here. Let's float over there. So there's your side art, guys. What do you think? I like this mini fridge. I'll tell you that much, dude. Like that Star Wars, too. Like the Star Wars. Like the mini fridge. The Cubert is pretty cool, man. But it's like a multi-cade. I'm just not a multi-cade kind of guy, you know? Sorry, I keep zooming out there on you. Just not a multi-cade kind of guy. You know, RGT is going to have to get the extremes. He's going to have to just go, he's going to bypass the no risers and go from baby cades to just monstrosity monsters, you know, if he wants to get the good stuff. Oh, okay, Damien, this is huge. So, because Kevin openly said he was going to price match anything. So how did you get the WrestleFest countercade for $189? Because he would price match that. He would set out price match anything. He made that promise on this show. So where did you get that, Damien? Let me know. I don't know. You can't put the link in the chat, but maybe Jason Little Allen or one of my moderators can do some digging. How did you get that for $189? Damien's he's always dumpster diving and looking for the deals, and that's something you can definitely respect because, you know, anybody that can save money, you know, B. Kirby was just saying $4 for a can of soup is ridiculous. Like, if you can save money in this era, you know, I mean, that's what it's about. You know, making your dollar stretch as far as it can, right? Dude, anytime, man. And anytime you want to come on the show, you are more than welcome to, Billy Woods. We can definitely set that up, my guy, for sure. Let's see. Devastator Omega says, so did Iconic give an October date regarding an update? Yes. Well, I reported on this a long time ago. So I got this information directly from the retailers, and I cross-referenced this with them, and they said, yeah, you can go ahead and share this, right? And so this wasn't news at all. If you tune into the CornerCade show, this was a month ago. We talked about this, guys. And so it was just kind of confirmed and released in an email. So what was happening was October 1st, the payment came out, which it did. You can delay it. You can cancel your order, and you could delay it till December 1st, which at that point I was thinking about it, but I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to pay this off and be done with it, right? And now, and the cabs will be shipped just in time. It'll be like, they'll be arriving at warehouses like mid-December, should be in your home right before Christmas kind of thing. Like, that's the play. They're really cutting it close. Like, you know, you got to hope the truck doesn't have a flat tire. You know what I mean? Like, so you're really playing it close. So he says with tax, it's going to be at $299. So from where? From Amazon or? Let me see here. Let me see. Howdy, folks. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, someone needs to get Billy on. Funny guy, great personality in his videos. Yeah, 100%. He's a joy. Yeah, I love it. He's got that raspy voice, like, howdy, folks. Hope you're doing well. Did I do justice to that? Billy? Did I do justice? But I always say, take what Danny says with a grain of salt. So it'll be coming in March. Oh, yeah, Garage Gamer. I remember he got like heated. It was a back and forth discussion. A lot of people think, and you're not the only one. P-Dubs has said this. It's coming next year, 2026. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I don't. Oh, come on. That was close. Come on. Howdy, folks. I hope you're doing well. That was close. Go watch the video for sure. Kevin says it must have been applied with an Amazon Visa on top of the coupon. Oh yeah, like use signing up for the credit card, and you get some credit. No, he said Amazon, bro, $219. How'd you do that? Insane deals, guys. Oh well, yeah, I thought it sounded good. Who knows? We'll leave it up to the professionals, right? Oh, don't worry, Dre got he'll have a follow-up video. He'll have a follow-up video to that. So he'll finish up the mod project, I would assume. You're awful. Don't quit your day job. So funny. Thor KC says, some decent prices on quarter arcades for Prime Day. Yes, thank you for bringing that to my attention. I totally bypassed that. So Prime Day is going on, guys. We can quick float over there. There is a lot of good deals for those quarter arcades, and those are so cool. And I just completely backed out of the window that I was trying to get to. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. Got some stuff floating around here. Okay, so if we do go quarter arcades, and I'll show you some of the deals, like $200, for some of these. I know Woot was offering a better price on the what's his face? Let me show this on the Burger Time. Let me do this. Let me share the screen here. Beautiful. Beautiful. Did that work? It did work. Let's go up top. Let's go up top here, guys. Okay, let's do this. Can you guys see? Can I zoom in? I can't zoom in. Can I zoom in? I can. Okay, here we go. I'll zoom in a little bit here for you guys. Let's see how that looks on screen. Oh, that looks beautiful. Okay, so for you guys who love some of these quarter arcades, which these things are awesome. Now, I wouldn't buy these things, just because it's like, you only got a certain amount of money, and I'm going to allocate that to just the XLs, right? But if I were to get these sent to me for review purposes or something like that, that would be so cool. I would make room for these. This and New Wave Toys, just unbelievable. But these are really cool. So $200 for this guy. This is $244. So I think it was $114 on Woot, which is through Amazon. But there are some good deals here. $212 you're looking at for elevator action. You click through some of these. You got $212 for quicks. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Turtles, you get about $50 off for turtles. So if you wanted that one looks great. And there's the rest of them are still $212 for this guy right here. This is that Zookeeper? Yeah, Zookeeper. But I thought Zookeeper didn't play right. Like there was something wrong with the controls or something like that. But these things are so dang cool. Like I was really on the fence of getting this Burger Time. I was really just like, oh man, I should. It's $114, but where am I gonna put it? Where am I gonna put it? Like I'm kind of in the way, so they can't kind of stay there. But where am I gonna put the Burger Time? Like I just got no room for this. So I just kind of passed up on it. Just did that. It's cool. They're cool desk shit. But I was like, I'd rather just upgrade. So I'm on a 24-inch monitor right now. I'd rather be like on a 32, 27-inch. And then once I go that big, I really don't have room, for, something big like this. Maybe a New Wave Toys, right? Hey, man, blast from the past, probably because they'd be like $1,000, $1,500. That's probably why. Yeah. So that's probably why. But it'd be cool to see New Wave Toys. We heard rumors of them doing full-size cabinets. So who knows? No way my kids would break that. My son and daughter would have fun playing with their tall figures and Barbie dolls on it, and they would definitely break it. Well, let's see. Drop PC TV says I used to like them, even the New Wave Toys ones, but then I realized they were just sitting around collecting dust, so I sold my whole collection. Hopefully yeah, so that's kind of like, they're just they're cool aesthetics. I might play Burger Time from time to time on it, but it's cool desk stuff to look at. I think if those are priced at $100, being the quarters, and like you're talking about $50 for the New Wave Toys, which is impossible to do, right? I think that you got a winner, right? All day I'll buy a bunch of those and I'll figure it out, add some shelves somewhere and add them on there. That would look cool, but yeah, who knows? Who knows? They can't go that low with the pricing though. Drop PC TV says, and I have every New Wave Toys and that came out except for the first two and got rid of them, all of them in one shot. Wow, you had the whole collection. That'd have been cool, but you got rid of them all. Wow. I know Jason used to have Jason had the New Wave Toys Dragon's Lair and sold it, got enough because he sold it. He just upgraded to Deluxe Dragon Lair from Arcade 1-Up. That's how much these things resold for. That's a trade of the ages right there. That's awesome. Ah, there you go. I may have a burger time for sale soon in Kenosha. There you go. A little bit of hint. Yeah, there's a little bit of money, there's just a little bit of money that I don't want to necessarily spend. It's like, I'd rather just save it for the big boy. But like I said, if I got one sent to me, that would be so cool. I would make room for it. I would talk about it because they are cool. They're dope products. But I don't, does that make sense? Maybe I'm just crazy here. Like I just don't know if I want to spend the money, right? Yeah, I'm just allocating everything to filling out the arcade. Maybe once you do that, then maybe we have the discussion of getting some cool desk stuff like, I got this cool, this Lego YouTube thing that was sent to me from YouTube. So that was kind of cool. This is all Legos. I think it'd be cool to have the Game Boy, the Lego Game Boy. I mean, that would be kind of cool to put on your desk. I don't know, for $60. So maybe if it went down to like 30 or something. I don't know. Maybe I digress, right? I digress. Guys, you earned this with overtime. We're chilling and chatting, and we're about to leave. We're about to leave here because it is time to go, guys. It is 10 o'clock Central Time, guys. And I really do appreciate everybody coming out and tuning in to the Let's Go show. You guys absolutely crushed it. You killed it. You guys are the best on the planet and in the world. And if I had cool sounders, I could play them, but maybe no. The bar just disappeared, that you scroll up and down with. So it's gone like a fart in the wind. It's gone. But guys, let me know in the comments down below. Did you take advantage of the sale? Did you take advantage of using the coupon? Did you buy WrestleFest, Centipede, any of the countercades? Let me know down below, guys. This has been one hell of a day. Holy moly. It has been one hell of a day, guys. And this is really just the start of something special. This is really just the start of a new page in Home Arcade. And it's really just the beginning of a journey. Yeah, you heard it from Kevin himself. I mean, he is cooking. He's cooking for sure. We're going to get some cool stuff. I can guarantee you. John D and Kevin are cooking over Iconic. And I tell you, he's going to be cooking with Basic Fun too. Hopefully we can get some XLs from Basic Fun on that side. And we'll see what Basic Fun has. Their roadmap, it's going to be completed. Will we see more? Of course we will. In 2026, there's already been the rumors and grumblings of everything. And I always say, we're 1 week closer now to all of those new and exciting products, guys. Hold on to your butts because this is going to be one hell of a ride. And guys, let me know. Let me know when that XL Supreme WrestleFest goes on for sale, because I might be in on that depending on the price point. We'll see. Guys, leave a comment down below. Give this video a like on your way out. And as always, this is Danny from the Corner-Cade, guys, and we will see each and every one of you right back here next week in the next one. Peace.